Last week, we talked about how God speaks to us. We talked about how he speaks to us through law and gospel. And when he speaks law to us, he's saying, I love you enough to let you know that you're doing something wrong. And when he speaks to us through gospel, he is proclaiming to us, even when you've done something wrong, I love you and I forgive you. Now, because we are broken, sinful human beings, there are times that we need more than just words to experience forgiveness. And see, Jesus knows this, God knows this, and so he offers us some different ways to experience, to feel, to taste forgiveness. What he gives to us is the gift of sacraments. Now, sacraments are actions from God. And there are three different qualifications to make a sacrament. One is that God is using this to express his love. God is using something to express his love. The second thing is that there is a physical element to it. And the third is that it brings forgiveness. So God is speaking, there's a physical element, and we hear that we are loved and forgiven. Now, in the Lutheran Church, we believe that there are two different sacraments. There is baptism and there is communion. And so in baptism, we believe that God is actually speaking to us. That in the waters of baptism, he says, you are made new, you are loved, that the old has passed away. The old sinful nature that you have has passed away and the new has come. And we believe that in the Lord's Supper, in communion, we hear the words, you are forgiven, that this is my body and this is my blood, that you are made new and made whole. Now, when we take communion, when we take the Lord's Supper, we hear these words of institution, that on the night when Jesus was betrayed, he broke bread. And when he'd given thanks, he gave it to his disciples and he said, take and eat, this is my body. And after supper, he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them and said, drink of it, all of you. This is the cup of the new covenant, shed for you for the forgiveness of all of your sins. Now, in these words, we believe that communion has both bread and wine, but it also is Jesus' body and blood. And so we receive true forgiveness. And that's why we spend so much time beforehand, before communion, preparing our hearts, getting ready for it, so that we can take time to sit and dwell and say, you know what, God, I am broken. Your law has cut me to the core, and I need your forgiveness. So we have two sacraments, and God speaks to us through those sacraments. We have baptism and the Lord's Supper.